Welcome back here to the Dangerous Treasures Workshop. Starting a little late today. It's approaching 7 in the morning, about 6:45. Slept in like some kind of lazy. Pretty late October. Had to switch to my nice winter vest here. Got to keep myself warm. A little bit of lathe safety. You always got to be cautious of what you're wearing around it. You can't let anything catch in it. That's why today I've got the nerd button going. Normally, you've got two buttons there on your sleeve and you do the far one out because it's more comfortable. But that makes you a nerd. Doing it on the inside one. But you know what that inside one does? Keeps your sleeve from getting caught on a bowl. Weighs about 5 pounds. That 5 pounds is spinning at about 1,400 RPMs and just might want to take your sleeve. So keep that in cautious. Might look like a nerd, but it'll keep you from breaking your nose. This right here is our little lady today. It's actually a bit shallower than I usually work with. You can see it isn't too deep. Get the measuring stick, only about 3 1/4 inches. I expect I'll pull off at least an inch just for the tenon and flattening it out. So we'll end up with one about 2 inches. That isn't a very deep bowl. Maybe I'll end up making it a just cylindrical crap holder sort of thing. If you were paying attention, you definitely saw me mess up that chainsaw situation pretty bad. The shape is quite unpleasant. It's not unsurvivable. I'll be able to handle this. There's definitely a lot of room for a process improvement down there. It's one of those things I'll have to look into just to see what I can do to make sure I get better bowl blanks, because this is messy. I'll be able to balance it out on the lathe because, well, I'm okay at that. Be able to get it round and turn it into something, but I just wasted a whole lot of material there. Don't like waste. Waste not, want not, and all. I should edit that out, that trite ass bullshit freaking figure of speech there. That's a terrible one. My entertainment's much better than that. That's ugly as sin. I'm gonna hit that with the chainsaw again. That's still ugly, but it'll work. Fuck it. Somewhere in all this fun, I lost the center to my little tailstock here. Don't have my stabby. I need my stabby to get everything balanced and working just fine. Now I just got to sift through this pile of shavings to find my center. This is going to take me a while. I'm not going to make you watch it. So I can't find it. I don't think I'm going to find it today. That's not a huge issue because this isn't a particularly big bowl. It's actually a pretty light piece of wood considering what I'm used to working with. So what I'll do, I'll put in a spur bit. It's just a little threaded job. It holds it on there. Normally it's called a worm screw, excuse me. Normally I use my spur bit, which just digs into the wood and through a little bit of pressure, there's my spur bit. You can see it's got teeth on it. Just a little bit of pressure, it gets the actual torque going. But because I don't have my tailstock, I can't get proper pressure on this piece of wood. So I have to say bye to this until the new tailstock arrives. And I'll say hello to my spur, or worm gear, excuse me. Not a worm gear. Worm screw. Yeah, that's the word. Keep in mind, I'm not throwing my old tailstock away. It's still useful. Still got quite a bit of life left in that bearing. I'll be able to use that for, I don't know, something in the future. I'm not a hoarder. Now, one of the big advantages of using that worm gear is that I can start turning from the face. Now, turning from the face, maybe it's just me, it always seems a lot easier. So turning from, if this thing doesn't jiggle off this, it feels balanced like this, but it's just like this. But if it didn't bounce around too much, I'll be able to turn this out pretty quick, actually. So let's fire it up and see where we can get with it.
I like to smoke my old cob pipe, but I've chewed tobacco nearly all my life. I like to smoke a cigarette sometimes, but when it comes to dipping, I draw the line. If you chew tobacco, don't spit on the floor, expect to raise it in the custard door. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, right? Smoke cigarettes while the sun goes down, but I chew tobacco and spit on the ground. Now all day long you can smoke your pipe, but I'll chew tobacco and spit all night. If you chew tobacco, don't spit on the floor, expect to raise it in the custard door. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, right? If you ever had a chew in your life before, why don't you try to chew once more? Just get a big plug and bite off the end and let it run down and off your chin. If you chew tobacco, don't spit on the floor, expect to raise it in the custard door. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, right? I like to smoke my old cob pipe, but I've chewed tobacco nearly all my life. I like...
Now, if you're paying attention to this shape here, I didn't just build my anti-tenon, I also built a channel here. This channel here is mildly structural, but more importantly than structural, that's for drying it out. When we get this dried out, there'd be a huge bulk, especially over in this corner. But because we dug this out, we've got a much more even sort of drying profile across the entirety of the bottom instead of a quick drying spot, quick drying corner. It'll all work much better this way. Alright, got it hogged out. Just gonna, well, got the center hog drilled out. Now I'm just going to get it fully drilled out. I love working with this worm gear because I can just get to the meat of the matter a whole lot faster. But of course, it comes with its risks. If that didn't come out balanced in the beginning, I would have had to set that blank to the side and waited until I got my new centers, and it would have been just a mess. But don't have to worry about that. Just going to get to turning.
Smoke a cigarette sometimes, and when it comes to dipping, I draw the line. If you chew tobacco, don't spit on the floor, expect to raise it in the custard door. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco rag. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco rag. I ain't missed one of them things in 30 years. As I walked out one evening late and drinking of sweet wine, I thought my heart would surely break for the love I left behind 10,000 miles away from home. 10,000 miles I'll be for the loss of you would break my heart and would mean the death of me. Oh, who will shoe your pretty little feet? And who will hold your hand? Oh, who will kiss your ruby lips when I'm in some foreign land?
Now we just gotta get her dried out. Alright, here's our bowl. Came out of the microwave just fine. You take a look at it, get that sawdust out of the way. Perpetual issue of the guy in the wood shop with the lathe. Came out dry. It didn't warp much. That's good. That's good. That also might indicate I didn't quite dry it enough. But this bottom looks pretty dry. One of the procedural issues I did notice that I kind of caught myself into is that I'm not really going to be able to sand the inside of this channel here, which that displeases me just a little bit because I won't be able to make that super pretty. But you know what? The rest of it should come out okay. Doing a weird straight turn like this, I'm going to have just a little bit of issue because they really don't like flattening when they're straight and hard. And of course, this being black walnut, it's really a hard wood. So I'll probably end up coming straight down and trying to get a line across it. But let's just get to it. Stop talking about it so goddamn much.
Night before we said goodbye, a straw.
Something nasty. I caught something nasty there on the edge, and she just dug in real deep. She got rough. That's what the face shield's for. Last time that happened, I broke my nose. It was quite unpleasant. So I'll just come back to this. I'll get it taken care of. I just wanted you to know that that had the potential to hurt a lot.
Rolling down the lane, you promised to be true to me till I come back home again. 10,000 miles away from home. 10,000 miles out deep, for the loss of you would break my heart and would mean the death of me. All you ever gave me was make-believe kisses, make-believe.
All right, I brought her down all the way to 220. Ooh, look at those. What are those? Those are pretty. Some little branches right there up on top if I can get out of this light. You see them there? Some little branches popped out and gave me this little smiley face shape. That might have been a fence or something. I don't know what it is, but I think it's pretty. I think it's real pretty. Let's get it better. There we go. That's a nice camera angle. Let's see what else is going on this bowl. There's not from a branch. Well, we found the pretty part. It's that. That's neat. It's going to look real good. But anyway, I digressed. As I was saying, I've gotten it down to 220. I barely touched it with 220. This is a good time to put burn-ins in. Now, a boring little cylinder like this, well, it's just that. It's a boring little cylinder. It's still pretty, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to gouge in a little thing, and I'm going to burn some some of the wood, get a little dark ring in there. I like doing it after I do my 220, my 150 or so, because then I can come at it with the 400. That 400 will clean it up. It won't pull away so much material that when that material is pulled away, it'll shallow it out. So it'll keep almost the entirety of what's going on in here. Let's get that did. That's good and burnt in there. You can see it goes just outside there. It's not as crisp a line. That's why I like to do it. It's not as crisp a line as I like. That's why I'm going to hit it with the 400 afterwards. You gotta be careful with this wire though. You burn yourself on that. I've done that a couple of times. It's quite unpleasant. Just hang that up and keep going with the rest of the bowl.
Kisses from the start. You were only fooling. Those make-believe kisses came from your lips.
All right, so here we are. I've got this Minwax tung oil finish found wherever they sell crap that you put on other crap to make it look less like crap. Now, never used this before. Didn't read the instructions because the instructions are for bitches. So I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to wait a bit. I'm going to hit it with some 600. You know, I'm not even going to wait that long, maybe a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to hit it up with some 600 grit sandpaper. Just going to let it dry out. See how it ends up looking. If it's not pretty, well, I'll never use it again, or I'll read the instructions. Haven't decided yet. Let's cross that bridge when we get there, all right? And go.
From your heart, no use pretending, 'cause you know how I feel.
And there it is. It's actually turned out really, really pretty. Got some finish on my nails there. I'm pretty happy so far. Wonder what this is going to look like when it dries. It didn't quite get into the grain in a couple of places. I did leave a bit rougher. Had some pull out here and a little bit down here. But I'll come back and hit that up with the hand. I can smell the organic compounds in that just blasted me right in the nose. It's not that bad. It's not like I'm out here with lacquer. But it did keep that holographic effect that you can see whenever you got a good finish on there. Yeah, that's not just a shinier spot. That's actually sort of light coming off of it. Because that grain right there, you got exposures at different angles and it kind of comes along. Light shoots out and you can bam. Do it on the other side too. Bam. But now I'm going to hit this up with just a little bit more oil in these spots. Get it with this 600 and see if we can't get this to be even prettier. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. It's already pretty dry. It's definitely sawdust safe. It hadn't been collecting on the sides here and underneath it. The ring came out real nice on it. I like how this finish played with the wood. These little dots here, these little branch or fence or whatever they are dots, they still popped out pretty nice. Inside's beautiful. It's got a nice satin finish to it. A couple of shinier spots, and I do like me some shiny spots. All in all, I'm happy with that tung oil finish. I might stick with that for a bit longer. No, it's not food safe immediately. It might not be food safe at all, but you know what? This is a crap stash. This is not for salads. This is not for soups. This is not for anything you normally put in a bowl before you put in your face. Better than that mineral oil beeswax finish, that's for sure. But let's get this one marked up. Now, I just put the number 3 there. You might be wondering, well, where's number 2? I say you might be because I recorded it, but I don't know if I'll ever release it. Don't know if I'll ever release it. It's a spooky Halloween special. It's still not even Halloween yet, so I've got a chance to think about it. It's a little bit goofier and a little bit more queer than, I don't know, my viewers would expect. We'll see. Maybe you'll see two. Maybe you won't. Until now, let's get some vanity shots.
This is the ending of a love that wasn't real. All you ever gave me was make-believe kisses. Take back those kisses and goodbye.